We now have about 40 minutes, which allows us time for about four questions, maybe five, and then you will each have a 2-minute closing. So we'll try to think about, if I don't get to a question, you might want to cover something in your closing statement. So our first question begins with Ms. Rutherford, and then we'll go down each of the candidates. With redevelopment being eliminated for the city or the redevelopment agency, and of course still tight funding at the state level, what opportunities for grants and special project funding do you want the city to pursue? How would you help in this, Ms. Rutherford? And this is 1 minute.
Thank you. We've come to rely on redevelopment funding to develop these projects that have taken place in the city. Now, today, we're at a crossroads because there's no longer those funds to fill in a gap to pay bills. Economic development is very important, and this council is going to have to work hard to look for grants and other revenue sources. I remember Sun Microsystem years ago wanting to come into this community, and because of the in-house fighting, that didn't happen. I'm looking at the same thing with Facebook. It's unfortunate that we lose opportunities to gain the type of businesses that we could have in this community. So if I'm elected, I'm going to work hard to make sure that I look at the businesses that are coming into this community so that we have the revenue to support the services we know that our citizens need. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Moody?
Oh, okay. Left-handed, so okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So, you know, when we as a community understood that no matter what our best efforts were, that redevelopment was going to be dissolved, I thought it was very interesting that we didn't begin leveraging our relationships with the county, state, and the federal agencies to help to identify how to fill those gaps, how to fill the gaps in revenues. I think now we have an opportunity, especially with the new council that will be seated in January, to really kind of build on some of the relationships we have on the state level with Jerry Hill and Rich Gordon, also to reach out to the Anna Eshues and the Barbara Boxers, so we can be at the table on the state, county, and national level about the conversations about redevelopment gaps. What are communities doing nationwide to kind of fill those gaps and voids?
Thank you. Ms. Martinez?
Thank you. Since the elimination of the redevelopment agency, our city council has created a successor agency. We've developed payment schedules, and we've met all of our mandated timelines and requirements. We're transitioning now from redevelopment to economic development. We basically have put together an economic development team. We have a position in the city to specifically work on this. And in our strategy, we want to continue, looking at new developments, the Ravenswood Business District plan, but our goal is to continue bringing developments to the city of East Palo Alto in the next year, so you'll see some of that here locally in the community. But this is a priority for the city of East Palo Alto, and we're dedicated to filling those gaps. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Huerta.
Okay. As far as working to find grants for the city, I've worked on the Public Works and Transportation Commission, and I'm on the board of 2 nonprofits that deal with getting federal grants. There's all types of grants to be gotten out there from the county, regional agencies, the state of California, the federal government. I'd like to have staff apply for a lot of these grants, but I'm not for a lot of these grants where you have to change up the general plan, or for example, in order to get the grant. We should have our own direction and find those kind of agencies to write grants for from. And, you know, the hard part about these grants is just accountability and the competition to get them. But I know this staff in this city is capable of taking care of that. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Prado?
Yes. Good things happen with the redevelopment agency. We have projects that happen very well. But now that we don't have it, I think we need to rely very much on grants, look for grants, and we have to satisfy the requirements, so we won't get it. If we just put our own requirements, we have to satisfy the requirements to get it. We have to work with and involve the federal and state agencies in our community, and also we need to attract new businesses that provide benefits to the community, and they continue the development in our city. That's very much what I think we should do in this case.
Thank you. Ms. Yarbrough-Gauthier?
Yes. So it's for the redevelopment, I believe the economic development is coming and taking over. We know we need to work with grants, and that's going to take collaboration from the state and the county level. But not only that, we need to leverage the small businesses that we have within our community and see, if, as far as economic development, if we could support our businesses and promote those businesses so that they could add more revenue to the city as well. We need to be an attractive city where we could bring in other companies and businesses that will add to the tax base. But it's going to take, as far as the grants go, it will take working and collaborating with the state and the county.
Thank you. Mr. Evans?
Thank you. Redevelopment, for all intent and purposes, have not been for the city, it's been for the developer. The people have been in charge. Unfortunately, I've never been the mayor or because they won't elect me to be the mayor. But if I was, it would have been different. There was no mitigation. Even though we had the redevelopment for years, the Raven industrial area is still gone, and there's nothing down there. There was no effort to build things to complement the city. The center across the street is dead. Nothing is gone there. So we have never challenged the developers when I come to our city. Say, yes, indeed, we want you to develop. We want you to make money, but you have to do something for us. You have to do something for the people that I represent. And before you can do that, you're not going to build here. Those type of things have never happened. It never will until you elect me the mayor. They have never done anything here, development, to complement the city. When I was the vice mayor, we had Barry Swinson over there. We met with him. He was ready to build. He was ready to go. That lot is still dead over there. If you elect me and I get the mayor, you see development for the community. You won't see development for outside people. That's what you have now. Outside people coming into our city developing. Nothing for us. Thank you.
Thank you.